Hello, everybody. I am back again with part two of my 50 favorite records of 2023. So, we got through my first 25, and now we are going to do the last 25. So, without ado, let's get started. The first album I want to talk about is Loop Rider's Metamorphosis. So, Loop Rider is this Japanese kind of noise and punk band, and I've been into their stuff since like the mid 2010s when I discovered them. And this record is a little different than some of their previous records. This record's definitely a lot more clean than some of their past records. Some of their past records have been, like I said, more noisy. It's been more punk, just in your face. But this one, it's a little more clean, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Hence why it's in my top 50 favorite albums of the year. I really do think that they really complement each other well with this new clean sound, but it's still very much a punk and rock record. So they're very in your face. The drums are awesome, and that's something that Loop Rider has always had is great drums. Yeah, check them out if you're into punk music or if you want to discover more Japanese artists. So the next album I want to talk about is Matt Wild's Hello World. This is an artist I discovered on Bandcamp a few months ago. And Matt Wild is a hip hop producer, and this is an instrumental like beat tape. So it's instrumental hip hop, and then there's jazz influences in there as well. And yeah, this is just a great record to just play as background music. And I don't mean background music in a bad way. No, I mean background music is like you can just chill, you can just think about life while this album plays. And I feel like you could play this album just about anywhere. If you want to take a walk through a park, it's great for that. You want to have this on as background music for a wine party, go ahead and do it. This album fits in with so many settings, as long as it's relaxing. And yeah, I just came away with this record loving the beats, loving the piano work. The horn sections are great. Yeah, check it out if you just want something pleasant to add to the playlist. Next, I want to talk about the new Narrowhead album, Moments of Clarity. Narrowhead, this is their third record. This is my first time discovering them, though. And what they do is they take grunge rock and they mix it with shoegaze. And grunge and shoegaze together is like peanut butter and jelly. Just a great combination. And the record itself is great. I love the guitar tones on this record. The lyrics are great. The vocals are pretty cool as well. And not much else to say, just a really cool listen of grunge and kind of alternative metal being played. And yeah, definitely a fresh sound. Wish Narrowhead was more popular, so go check them out. The next I want to talk about is Nat and Alex Wolf and their album Table for Two. Remember the Naked Brothers band on Nickelodeon? Well, this is them now. And this is their second record. Their first record since 2011? They've had some EPs since then too, but this is like their first full length in 12 years. Glad that they came together, and yeah, this is another good record. Just it's kind of cool to see how the brothers have grown artistically and musically since their days when they were kids, and now they're adults and they're making pretty cool rock and blues music and adding elements of pop and electronic music, and it's cool. It's cool. Check it out. Next, I want to talk about the new Navy Blue album, Ways of Knowing. Now, my memory's kind of foggy because, again, kind of what I said about one of the other albums that I talked about earlier, the Eddie 9-volt record, is that I haven't listened to this in months. So my memory's kind of foggy, but it's on this list for a reason. I remember enjoying it a lot. Navy Blue is a rapper in the kind of alternative scene that I really like. Yeah, just go check it out. I really enjoyed the record. I definitely got to listen to it again because, like I said, my memory's kind of foggy on the record. The next album I want to talk about is Neria Graham's Cyclamen. Neria Graham, this has been the year of discovering new artists. There's a reason I'm saying these are all artists I discovered because this is the year that I've discovered new artists, which is cool. But Neria Graham, just kind of this cool indie rock record. Lyrics are great. I love the production on this thing. Production's kind of, I don't want to say dry, but very charismatic and like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. You have to go listen to it for yourself, I guess, because I'm having a tough time describing how it's produced. So check it out. Next, I want to talk about the new Origami Angel mixtape, The Brightest Days. This is the first mixtape from Origami Angel. Now, Origami Angel has been one of my favorite bands for like the past 2 or 3 years. I just love everything that they do. They're taking pop punk and they're taking emo music. They're seeing what they can do with it. I mean, they had a song on their second album called Bossa Nova Core, which is this bossa nova beat, and they're blending pop punk and emo with it. But enough about that. The Brightest Days is a very tropical record, and they released mixtape. They released it in the summer, and it is a very summer mixtape. That was definitely the intention. Just very pleasant. It's winter right now, so it doesn't really work playing it. But when summer comes up, I'm definitely going to be playing this mixtape again, and all other Origami Angel songs too, because I love that band. All right, next, the new Owl City album, Cocoa Moon. That's right, I love Owl City. Do something about it. But in real talk, like, I love Cocoa Moon. Now, the past 3 Owl City records before that, which would be Cinematic, Mobile Orchestra, and Midsummer Station, those 3 records are kind of my least favorite of the Owl City cycle. I thought Maybe I'm Dreaming, Ocean Eyes, and All Things Bright and Beautiful were the best among the 3 album cycle. With Cocoa Moon coming out, I was thrilled hearing these songs and how fresh it sounded. It took Adam like 5 years to make this record, and I see why, because a lot of work went into it. The production is grand. Lots of string sections. And what's cool about this record is that it sounds like all of Owl City's past records, but all just kind of like coming together. It's pretty cool. I love it. The songs are great. And vocally, it's the best Adam's ever sounded. He closes the album out with an amazing love song called My Muse. And I'm not really a fan of piano love ballads, but he outdid himself on that one. And I love it as much as the other songs on it too. The Tornado's great. Kelly Time is awesome. Love Sons of Thunder. I can go on about this record, but we have to move on. Next, the new Paramore album, This Is Why. Hot take. Oh, this probably won't be much of a hot take, but I personally think this is Paramore's best record. That's right, I said it. Kind of like what I said with Owl City. Like, this album kind of sounds like all of Paramore's past stuff, but all kind of like come together into one cohesive unit. And I love how catchy the songs are. It's like they're really relishing on the pop punk, but with the pop formula in it, with the verse chorus, coming up with catchy hooks and catchy verses and booming choruses. And Paramore's always been great at a chorus. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Go check it out. The singles are great, and then all the other songs are great too. There were a couple of songs where I'm just kind of like, but the record all around is pretty great. So yeah, check it out. Next is the new Parannow album, After the Magic. Now, Parannow, I've been kind of aware of since either 2020 or 2021. This record is amazing. Amazing. Just great rock record. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it's very fluorescent. It's a rock record, but it's very dreamy. Like, yeah, it's so hard to describe. Like, yeah, the vocals are cool because it's kind of got like these shoegaze kind of washed out vocals, but not washed out to the point where it's like unrecognizable. It almost seems like the vocals are instruments themselves. And yeah, the instrumentation is just very lush without it sounding too soft. Like, it's still a rock record, and the build-ups, oh my God, the build-ups, incredible. You got to listen to this record. If you're a rock fan, or if you just want to find something new and innovative and groundbreaking, listen to this record. I've listened to this record a lot this year, and a lot of the songs. Check it. Next is another band I've discovered. The new Pearl and the Oysters record, Coast to Coast. This isn't their first album, by the way. I think it's like their second or third. Don't quote me on that. And it's just kind of this cool psychedelic like bedroom pop record. I've really enjoyed it. Like, I remember when I first listened to it, I didn't really come back to it. And then I kind of found myself like singing some of the songs to myself. And I'm like, what are these songs from? And then I remember, oh, it's from this record. I got to listen to it again. The more you listen to this record, the better it is. I feel like vocals are great. And like I said, it's just a very psychedelic bedroom pop record. The melodies are just very catchy, especially the song Fireflies. Love that song. Next, the new Peso Pluma album, Genesis. Now, this is an artist, and he's been on Billboard 200. In fact, I think his album peaked at #1. I think. If not, I definitely know it was in the top 5, for sure. But Peso Pluma is a Spanish musician, and he kind of blends the traditional Latin music with hip hop, and it really sounds cool. And I don't speak Spanish myself, but don't let the language barrier kind of steer you away. This is still a really cool record to listen to. The horn sections are really cool, and yeah, I just enjoyed this. I enjoyed this record a lot. Talking about all these albums, and I'm just loving all of these records. Man, I need water or something. Next, the new PD record, USA. Now, PD, he's a musician. He's also a TikTok content creator. He's pretty funny. I also follow him on Instagram too. And he makes this record, and it's just kind of this rock and electronic record. And it's really cool. I feel like it's kind of padded in the back end, but it's still a really good record. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, there isn't much else to say. Some of the lyrics are pretty funny. So I like that it doesn't take itself seriously. It's very funny too. So, and the musicianship is great, so check it out. Next, the new Quickly album, Easy Listening. Now, I kind of debated putting this record on here because it's only 7 tracks, so it feels more like an EP. But Quickly, great record. And it's not so much easy listening. It's a very, I'm so blanking right now. It's an electronic record, kind of IDM driven too. Vocals are great, and there's some like R&B chops in there too. I really like it a lot. Yeah, and especially the song Satellite. That song's amazing. That was the song that got me interested in this EP. So check out that song, and if you love it, I think you'll love the EP too. I really love it. Not much else to say, you know? It's not everything needs an in-depth explanation. I mean, I guess if the album was my sole purpose, then yeah, I would do more homework on it, but I love it a lot. So, yeah. Next album I want to talk about is the new Skyzoo album, The Mind of a Saint. Skyzoo is a rapper, and not much to say about this record. Just good beats, good lyrics, good stories, and that's it. It's awesome. Next, I want to talk about the new Spinvis album, Bebopalula. I love the album title, and love this record too. It's a very cool rock record. It kind of takes influences from like 70s kind of avant pop. So he kind of blends them together, and it's got some pretty cool results. It's not an easy listen at first, but the more you listen to it, it's a really cool record to listen to, and I enjoyed my time with it. Next, I want to talk about the new Squid album, Oh Monolith. Now, I gotta be honest, I wasn't too crazy about Bright Green Field, their debut record. I was more of a fan of their EP that came out before that. Because on Bright Green Field, like, yeah, it was Squid, but it just felt like they didn't put their all into that record. I'm sure they did. For me, it was just kind of a tough listen. Not to say that that record was bad, but I was just kind of underwhelmed by it. But on Oh Monolith, they did what I know that they can do. They put out a great record. The performances are great. There's nothing I can really nitpick about. Great rock record. And they're kind of in that post-punk boom right now, going over in England, you know, like Black Midi, Black Country, New Road. They're kind of in that same realm. So if you love those bands, I'm sure if you love those bands, you probably know Squid. So don't know why I'm telling you, but listen to this record. Next, I want to talk about this. This is another obscure one. It's called Style King of the Week, with the album Style King of the Week. It's self-titled. This is like an instrumental electronic and jazz record. And kind of like with Quickly, this is also like 7 tracks. So there isn't much. What they do within those 7 tracks is just really cool. Like the instrumentation and the production together, just really solid stuff. I love it a lot. So you should check out this record. It's on Bandcamp. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere too. Oh, you can tell I'm good at this. Next album I want to talk about, oh, this record. Sufjan Stevens' Javelin. I compare this record to Carrie and Lull because it is very intimate, very quiet, but a lot more rich in the instrumentation than on Carrie and Lull. Sufjan is in his feelings in this one, and this is a heartbreaking record. Kind of like with Carrie and Lull, this is an album about someone that he loved a lot passing away, and then he just kind of questions, will there be somebody else who's gonna love me? And he just kind of questions mortality. And yeah, just really love this record. It's kind of like it's on par with the Lana Del Rey record in terms of like a very powerful, moving record. It's just very heartfelt, and yeah, if you want to find a good album to cry, check out this record. It's great. Next, I want to talk about the new Swans record, The Beggar. I promise I'm not one of those hipsters that thinks Swans the greatest band of all time, but I do love the band, and I do love this record. Just kind of like what it is with every Swans record. It's just this very big, maze-like rock record that you're just supposed to pick apart, and you're supposed to kind of just appreciate the music for what it is and what the band is trying to do. Check it out. I'm sure some of you are going to call me a hipster for liking this band, but hey, you like what you like, okay? All right, next, the new The Tallest Man on Earth with Henry Street. Now, The Tallest Man on Earth kind of makes these folk, kind of country-esque. I don't want to call him like a full country artist, but there are a lot of country influences in his music, and this one I can definitely hear it. It's very intimate. It's also very mysterious too. Love the record, love the guitar work, and the vocals sound very fresh too. Check it out. Next, the new Time Rivals album, Call of the Lost. This is an ambient album. If you're a fan of instrumental music and ambient music, this one is very textured, very dense if I remember. Instrumentation's great, it's very lush, and I like it a lot. What do we have next? We have Tomb Mold with The Enduring Spirit. This is a metal band, and this is a metal album that's got a lot of characteristics. It's very atmospheric, and I kind of love metal music that's very atmospheric, and they do it very well. The screams on this thing, the growls, the lyrics, once you read the lyrics, great. Just kind of just a great record. I love it. Not much else to say. Next, there's this band I discovered called A Very Special Episode, and they have this album called Freak Me Out. This is a great rock record. It's very filthy production-wise, but in like the best way possible. Like the guitars are very distorted, and yeah, just a lot of character in it. Love this record. Love the vocals. You should check this record out. Great record. I love it. Did I say you should check it out? I swear I'm not part of this band. I'm not telling you to check it out. I just really like this record. So if you really like rock music and looking for something new, you know where to go. And then the last album I want to talk about is the new 100 Gecs album, 10,000 Gecs. Their first album since 2019 with 1,000 Gecs. And 100 Gecs, they are adding some rock music this time around. They even have a ska song in this. What? And the vocals aren't as auto-tuned this time around, so I kind of like that, how they're trying some new stuff and trying some different sounds. And 100 Gecs, this is definitely a project where they try to push the envelope a bit. They exceeded at it. So I really love the record, really enjoyed it. Sure, there are a couple songs that I find kind of annoying, but it's 100 Gecs. There's always going to be at least one or two songs that are going to be annoying, but in the best way possible. So yeah, that's it. That is all 50 records. And, you know, this is actually harder than people make it out to be. My throat is hoarse. I don't know if you can tell. My mind is kind of jumbled reading through all these albums I've listened to. So I don't know if I'm going to do this again. Maybe I just need to get used to talking to a camera again. It's been a while. So, tell me your guys' favorite album of the year. If you've listened to these albums, tell me your experience. And let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. I was probably going to do it anyway. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do more music conversation content like this. But you can leave a comment on what I should talk about. what kind of music or bands I should be talking about. Just no Kendrick Lamar, Radiohead, or Kanye West. I want to keep it original. They've been talked about too many times now. I like them, but they've been talked about too many times, okay? Okay. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to get used to doing all this YouTube stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.